味道，隐身墓园的格兰路思。
大家好，我是林一峰，欢迎来到我们的威士忌课程。我们从室内到了室外，我们从台湾来到了苏格兰。今天我们来到了格兰路思酒厂 Glenrothes。今天一到了格兰路思酒厂的时候，天气有点阴阴的，飘着一点点的小雨。我们散步在整个酒厂的周围的时候，发现满地都是坟墓。对，是的，格兰路思酒厂有2个引以为傲的一个特色。第一个就是他们拥有全苏格兰最好的软水的水源；第二个就是他们拥有最精彩的鬼故事。那我讲不够清楚，我们特别邀请了酒厂的很重要人物 Stuart 好朋友来跟我们分享这2个有关于这个鬼故事跟水源的故事。Stuart, welcome.
Thank you. 你好。
你好。
How are you? Good.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Good day.
Lovely day.
Share the story to our friends. Yeah.
Of course, yes. This distillery, like many distilleries in Scotland, is very special. And what makes this distillery special? The graveyard here, I think, brings lots of life and celebration to the distillery, because we should be celebrating life that is here. People who have contributed to making the wonderful distillery and the wonderful whisky of the Glenrothes. Now, we have one slightly ghost story, where a man who was important to the town called Major James Grant, he started the first distillery here. He visited Africa and he found an orphan boy, and he brought him back to Scotland, to this town, and cared for him like it was his own son. He then, this gentleman was called Byway. Byway. He had an African name, but it was easier to say Byway because he was found by the way. And Byway became the celebrity in the town. Everybody knew Byway. They always waved to him in the street, Byway, peeping the horn in the car, Byway, Byway. He played in goals for the football team, and he became the celebrity in the town. And when Byway passed away, he was buried here in the cemetery at the Glenrothes distillery. When the new still house was being built in 1979, the pipework went straight underneath Byway's grave. And apparently there became interesting, unexplained happenings in the still house. All the engineers came out to try and fix it, and they couldn't fix it. But when they discovered that the pipework went underneath the grave of Byway, they wondered whether it was more of a spiritual issue than an engineering problem. So they contacted a spiritualist who engaged with Byway in the sky and discovered that it was indeed because the pipework was interrupting the passage of the grave. So they moved the pipework around the grave of Byway, and the problems finished overnight, and the distillery was back operating properly and as it should. And the grave of Byway sits pretty much above just below us, but above the distillery, overlooking the still house. And he watches the Glenrothes distillery to make sure that we are always producing whisky in the best way and making the finest whisky we possibly can here at the Glenrothes.
Cool, I love Scottish ghost story. Always happy, no sad story.
Yeah, exactly. Always a good Scottish ghost story. Can't beat it.
We see the graveyard, so let's go to see the water source.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, every whisky distillery needs water, one of our most important ingredients. And we have plenty of water because we have plenty of rain in Scotland. But Glenrothes has 5 different sources of water that we use in production, and they're absolutely unique to this distillery. Nobody else has access to that water. It comes from our estate and is used in our distillery here. So we have, up the back of the hills, we have 2 fresh springs.
Spring water.
Just straight out the water, straight out the ground, and it's absolutely bubbling with water. And we pipe that straight in, and we use that for the mashing of the distillery. We also then have the Fairies Well, which is an actual water well, which again there is superstition around the fairies giving it good luck. And then we have the laid water which runs behind the distillery, which we use to cool the water. And then we have this wonderful Glenrothes burn that we're standing on here, which separates the distillery in two. This side of the distillery is where we make the whiskey and we bring to life the whiskey, and then on this side of the distillery is where we put it into casks and we allow it to mature in good sherry casks for 12 years, 15 years, even 50 years. It sits on this side and the life exists. So water is important for us.
Okay, so you say the cask is very important. Let's try the casks. What kind of influence for the Glenrothes?
This is my favourite part.
Stuart, I'm a whiskey lover. When you tell me Glenrothes 90% you use the sherry cask to do the maturing, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic really that we have access to such wonderful sherry casks. Sherry casks are very expensive to buy and very difficult to come by, very difficult to find nowadays, whereas bourbon casks, because they are only used once with the American bourbon industry, are a lot cheaper and a lot easier to find. But they have different taste profiles and different benefits to the whiskey. And actually, not only does 90% of our whiskey mature in sherry casks, 72% of that
Oh my God.
is in first fill sherry casks.
72%. First fill.
First fill sherry casks. Do you want to try some?
Of course.
Let's have a little shot of this one. This is just a cask sample from 1998. I hope I'm allowed to give you this one. Cask number 1969.
It's my years.
From you, is that when you were born, 1969?
Yes.
Fantastic. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm not sure. So you can tell me, but I am confident.
That's quite
being
nice
a first
color.
fill, yeah, beautiful colour. Being a first fill sherry
my God.
cask, this is going to be nice.
Some floral flavor, just like roses.
Yeah, goodness, more floral than I generally expect. But there's a kind of creaminess to the nose, buttery and caramel, with a slight spicy
Orange peel.
orange peel. Yeah. Kind of cinnamon actually. Yeah, very nice nose.
So good.
Oh goodness.
So nice.
That's incredible on the mouth.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Until right now, still aftertaste rounded.
Yeah.
So
It
good.
actually bursts in your mouth.
Oh, my mouth is a lot of raisins taste, and oh my God, this is a little bit wine taste.
Yeah. And for me, a kind of pineapple note as well.
Yes.
Pineapples. Goodness. Well done. As we say in Scotland, Slanjuva.
Slanjuva.
Slanjuva.